So in summary, do I think that Taiwanese people have玻璃心? Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alan and today's video is coming to you from the glorious location of Maple Garden here in my hometown of Taichung. Let's jump straight into the title of the video, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not Taiwanese people have a玻璃心or a glass heart. And it's something that I really wanted to discuss for a while, because a glass heart or a heart of glass is also an expression that we would use in English, but it would have sort of different connotations. When we talk about having a heart of glass in English, usually it's more about the romantic side of things, somebody who gets more easily hurt in relationships. And I guess after my previous video talking about heartbreak, we can definitely say that that applies to me. But the Taiwanese definition of a glass heart or玻璃心is very different. And in English, whoa, there are some noisy cicadas. We're gonna go around the other way. But I guess the more applicable translation of玻璃心in modern English would be this quite American expression, butthurt. Somebody who's overly sensitive and gets offended by things way too easily. And that's what we're gonna be talking about today, not so much about having a romantic heart of glass as such. And before we get into whether or not I think Taiwanese people have a glass heart or玻璃心, I thought it would be only fair to categorize myself and say whether or not I think that I have this玻璃心condition. Because as a YouTuber, it's quite important most of the time to have a thick skin and not let people offend you or upset you or not be too overly sensitive. And sometimes I feel I do struggle with that. I do have the occasional meltdown when I read a few negative comments. I can get really offended by it. And I think anybody that says they don't would probably be lying or has the opposite of a glass heart, which would probably be a heart of stone. And I certainly don't have one of those. Okay, so basically that's the definition of a glass heart and how I think it's different in the UK and in Taiwan. But what I really want to focus on in this video is the real, true Taiwanese definition of玻璃心. And the reason that it popped up as a topic on one of my videos is because a friend of mine was discussing how the Chinese netizens, they are your typical玻璃心people. Anything negative you say about China, especially when I'm talking about Taiwan's independence, there you will see the perfect example of a butthurt玻璃心Chinese netizen. It doesn't actually affect them in any way. Their daily life is not affected, but they will comment in their dozens and hundreds against anybody saying anything negative about their country. And recently, I've started to notice that it's happening more and more with my Taiwanese viewers too. And yes, I understand if I mention something really, really sensitive about the country, or if I make a slip up with using the word mainland or using Zhongwen instead of Putonghua, all of these little things, I can understand how that's a cultural mistake. And maybe, yeah, that will upset people and offend them. And I kind of accept that that's going to happen. But the reason that I really want to make this video is because Taiwanese people who watch my videos get butthurt over the most ridiculous things. I feel the biggest example I've got is my custard apple video. I took custard apples from Taiwan into England. I wanted to share some strange fruits with my family, and I wanted to share it with everybody. So I thought the best way to do that is to use a knife to cut this custard apple. Completely innocently, maybe a bit naively, and I thought there's absolutely no problem with that. But oh my goodness, the wave of negative comments telling me how can I call myself a 12-year resident of Taiwan if I don't know that a custard apple needs to be opened with the hands and eaten with a spoon. That, for me, is the perfect example of how Taiwanese people have an overly sensitive glass heart. And the custard apple is just one example. There have been countless other mistakes that I've made in my videos. Eating the stinky tofu without the kimchi in the middle. The first time that I gave Prosi gaoliang outside Family Mart, we didn't freeze it first, we didn't mix it with the right things. And of course, it's not just me that makes these small cultural slip-ups in videos. Recently, when I talked about the topic with Ku, he also said that he did a pidan video where he just gave some Italian or French friends some pidan, but he gave it to them without the accompaniments, without the tofu and the soy sauce, because of course he just wanted to see their reaction to that single food. And again, the玻璃心viewers came out in their droves and commented telling him how he doesn't understand the culture. It's just a little bit frustrating when you're trying to do something a little bit different. Maybe, yes, we make mistakes. I hold my hands up, we get it a little bit wrong, but isn't that more genuine? It's so easy for us to go and Google or Wikipedia the best way to eat it and pretend to you that we know exactly what we're doing, when some of the time we don't. We don't have a clue. We're just presenting it from a foreigner's perspective. Okay, right, now of course I know that many of those more ridiculous, frivolous examples of glass-heartedness will be contested by many of you, and you'll claim that it's only the minority of Taiwanese viewers that will overreact in such a way to seeing a foreigner eating some of your national foods in the wrong way. And to be honest, you're probably right. Yes, it is the minority of Taiwanese viewers that do this, and the majority of you will take what we say with a pinch of salt and either laugh it off when we make a mistake, or possibly just consider us a big bunch of idiots with no idea what we're doing. And again, you're probably right. And one more thing that I want to say is something that I've discussed with Prosi before, is sometimes we are actually amazed at how willing the Taiwanese viewers are to listen to criticism. Some of our most popular videos are actually themed around the negative aspects of life here, the things that drive us crazy. And of course, yes, there will be that minority that give us those glass-hearted, 玻璃心 comments, but the vast majority of you guys, the Taiwanese viewers, you're willing to listen, you're in agreement with us on many of the negative topics we make, and a lot of the comments are actually saying yes, how they wish that these negative aspects of life here in Taiwan could improve, and kind of thanking us for highlighting them. The exact opposite of, I think, what Prosi used to face when he would make a negative video about some of the more difficult aspects of life over the water in China. So in summary, do I think that Taiwanese people have 玻璃心? Well, the vast majority, absolutely not. But the ones that do have it, will they have it to such an extreme level? I really think those guys need to calm down a little bit. Because if a British guy eating a custard apple with a knife is enough to send you over the edge, then something tells me your strings are wound a little too tightly. Okay, so there is my 玻璃心 video. A video I've wanted to talk about for a while. Was a little bit nervous about bringing up the topic as I didn't want to offend anybody, quite ironically, but that's it. I just wanted to come to this park, walk around a little bit, have a bit of a chat with you guys, and of course, open up the question to you guys. What do you think? Do you think Taiwanese people are overly sensitive, get butthurt too easily? Is it just a human trait that we all suffer from, and the Taiwanese just happen to have a better word for it? Whatever you think, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe. If you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed yet, then find that little red button, give it a poke, and ring the bell next to it so you'll get notifications of future videos. If there's anything else you want to talk about, then drop a comment down below. I'm always looking for video ideas. So if you've got a video idea or a question you want me to raise and talk about, then by all means, drop a comment down below and I'll get round to it. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's lifeintaiwan 2017. As for now, and as always, time to say goodbye, and I'll see you next time in My Life in Taiwan. Peace.